Yo, what's up? Now we're back to the confusion. Who did it? Alright. When there's an ID card is used, there's a record of it. Right, we're back to this confusion. Into the evidence room, one must use their ID card. You mean this? Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. Why do I have it with me right now? That's the question. I'm not gonna wait, and sir. We have the victim ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's very important clue regarding to the victim ID card. A lost item report. It's only half completed, but it shows that Detective Goodman has lost something on the day of a crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. And let me guess, we believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of a crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Ooh. Order. So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man, Officer Meekins, accountant in the evidence room, is not Detective Goodman, rather the man who stole his ID card. Order. Does the prosecutor have respond? Well, it would make sense. Because on the ID card, we can see the picture here of a real face of Detective Goodman. So therefore, if we present the ID card to Officer Meekins, which means it does not have the same face, which makes sense. I only have one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense argument. At 5:50 p.m. on the day of a crime, the man in the evidence room, Officer Meekins, encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's it up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at the single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, and the murderer in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is, well, I guess that's right. There's something wrong, Mr. Wright. Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your fingers around. This isn't going to end well. Well, it seems like you finally realized exactly What you gone to such lengths to prove? Explain yourself, Mr. Ruff. The defense has already done displaying for me. The victim in this video is fake, which means a murder did not take place. That's good then for Officer Merkins, because he would not get the he would not have the murderer written on him. So at the police department at private fee on the day of a crime. So the real crime could only take place in one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor office, and the murderer be Miss Nana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. That's not looking good. I knew that testimony was way too sappy. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still needs many questions unanswered. Who exactly the victim Officer Meekins encountered, and where did this person disappear to? However, this trial purpose is to examine the only murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something else, or Nana. Oh, what do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? I'm scared to say object because what else? Oh, don't say object. Is there something? We have Marshall fingerprint. And this. And the glove. Let's see what happens. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you just proven. Of course not. I'm almost walked right into the prosecution trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video does not show the actual murder. Mean this. However, it cannot be said that it's unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amount of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further explanation into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edward. Yes, Your Honor. If this court will examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean? Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, who do you have in mind? Someone have the reason to believe they know the truth. The truth behind the activity that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well, then, Miss Wright. This person who would have testified, what's his or her name? Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear him, what he has to say. The prosecution agreed to defense requests. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Unfortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need him longer than 20 minutes to prepare it. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess when the witnesses subpoenate. What that would mean, that's a good question. Let's have a look. Right. Subpoenated. Subpoenated. Someone. Okay, so it means someone would subpoena. The queen is above the law, cannot be required a document or other evidence to be submitted to the court of law. I think that's what it means. Required a document or other evidence to be submitted to the court of law. Yeah, I think that's what it means. Will the prosecutor please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. February 24, 11:32 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Oh, what do you mean? The call for Jake Marshall. It seems like you figured everything out. Oh, I haven't figured everything out. Nana, the only one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright has tried his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How could it be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. Right, Detective Gumshoe, what it is? You got a lot of power to make a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I'm seeing happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey. I didn't see you there, Chief Persecution Sky. That's okay, so... Have you brought what I asked? Oh. You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstance, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? 11 million years, but I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring DSL in my instant files? I need them by new. Talk about crazy. DSL's not instant. No, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I hand them for here. Here, you may do well. Read them. I can't believe you or the two prosecutors were a witness in that case. Miss Guy was a witness. Oh. I was for Joe Docky thinking and solved 2 years ago. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Right, let's have a look. It's enclosed prison preparator Joe Docky, crime, serial murder, sentence, death. Victim, Edward Joe's ethnic Kirby debate. Jason Knight, Rachel Moss, Neil Marshall, Rachel Moss. Isn't that model? Trial data. Head prosecutor, Miles Edward. Witness, Nana Sky, Emma Sky. Emma was there. Investigation Task Force. Editor Investigation, Diamond Gang, Nana Sky. Head Investigation, Bruce Goodman. Investigator, Jake Marshall, Angel Star. Interesting. Keep that in mind. Oh, what? Sorry about that. Oh, what? No, I brought you your stuff. No, you're going to ignore me. Emma. But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name is in there. I don't know. Unless. No, it couldn't be. Nana. This sound instance is that. That's the classification number. The police found it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew as it was at its. The Joe Darky Cannons. The Joe Darky. No, Nana. That's over with. No. Emma, wait. She ran away. Right. No, okay. For a second, I thought I might see Skype name, last name in there, Neil Marshall. Wait. Neil Marshall. Jake Marshall. I don't see anyone else. Okay. You know what? I just remember I'm going to be somewhere. Sorry, pal. I'm out of here. Bye. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Grant, Miles Edward. Not to mention Nana and Emma. Everyone's involved in this case is connected to the killing 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure out. Time to get back in trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Which I did twice. Alright. Please save. Let's go. February 24, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Why so many courtroom? The court will now retrieve for the trial of Miss Nana Scott. Amber didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to understand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Can you not drink? Can you not drink in court? Can you not? Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner. Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trail of civilization. In case you need help in the LD cross the intersection when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh no. You're a beautiful man. As for my name, even this isn't hard enough. You can hear the howler in the corner out. This guy is getting on my nerves. Not going to lie. To be exact, is Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling. I never heard Edward described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the paper's partner. Can you not shave your beard in court? That's improper manners. You will get kicked out. Or just be disrespectful in the court. What do you mean? Desperado soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum me up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with your testimony for the day of crime and play Old English. Same, George. Same. My job is to keep a wary eye on the orchard. They said I'm supposed to make round 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room is protected by a true security system anyway. If I remember right, I was street-sided to Lou at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if we're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complain. Drinking in court. Save your beard in court. Rude to the judge in court. You will get kicked out, and you will lose your rank in the police because you're being disrespectful. I don't get this. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security system? I mean the security cameras and the ID card readers. I reckon every cowpoke like you know about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated looks? In the evidence knockers fingerprint activated look. What a newfangled hoohickeys on those. It's not very helpful. So he doesn't know. It's not that good with machine or following orders. Everyone got their witnesses. Now though they're Mr. Prosecutor. This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, it's all yours. Alright, let's save here for now. I'm going to keep pressing. Press. How exactly do you keep an eye on the evidence room? Just to make sure nothing moved in the security cameras monitors. That room is so still. Every time ties in there. I'm just a caretaker who irritates the record. You irritate them. Videos of nothing of the useful. When the time will come, I'll erase the tape. If nothing, you'll use the recorded tape to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I erase the tape, feels like I'm erasing part of my life. You need to see the therapist though. This guy has blurred automatic, but isn't going to do him any good. So absolutely, you don't physically enter the evidence room. Oh. something! They said I was supposed to make a round 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. I made a round on the day of a crime. Right. Hey, you heard a word to say, partner. I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No, Desperado. I know what next rules get in this way. No, Desperado. I know how to join police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of crime, just between you and me, I did set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been equipped in weeks. You could lose your job for not being there for weeks. That means you missed something. Or obviously, he did something. What the heck? How does this guy avoid being fired? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Besides, the room was protected by a 2-scooter system anyway. You used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course, back in my days, my locker was a gold mile of evidence. And yet, I didn't know about the different locking mechanism. Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how bike works. Two wheels, a gear, connected to the front wheel, chain, and the gear is connected to the pedal. It moves with the pedal. It moves forward. It's common that everyone knows that. It means you haven't ridden a bike. Motorbike is never different, it's more complicated. That is quite incredible. The sensor on the locker handle cannot be seen. This is well known, some detectives are aware of their person. Now that he mentioned it, Detective Gumshoe says something like that too. In any rate, it doesn't seem that it's relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? If I remember right, I was at Streetside in Saloon when the timer went down. What are you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. If I remember correctly, spaghetti is Italian, therefore, it's not American then. It's not Texas. Everyone can eat wherever they like. Honesty, I have no judgment for that. Not even angel steak lunches can beat that part of our Lord Scepter pasta. You mean to tell us you abandoned your police duty to eat some noodles? No. Noodles, spaghetti is two different things. Noodles and spaghetti is two different things. Similar basics, but different. Not all not all desperados eat tacos, partner. Tacos is Mexican or Spanish. I keep get confused between these two because I know Mexicans speak Spanish. I'm pretty sure tacos is from Mexican, right? It's not Texas food. Alright, let's have a look up. Just to get this fact correct. Yes, Excuse me, I don't want to know the location, thank you very much. Yes, tacos are tradition and authentic Mexican sweet food dish. I did not see Texas in there somewhere. That's not what I mean. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. It's usually where everyone say, did you not want to raise this year? Oh! He held back, I better saw. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Out of ammo, Officer Marshall. That's right, partner. As you call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me with this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seemed clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness does not appear to see anything. Taxians don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Feel free to move to America. Feel free. You will get arrested. If Texas don't take orders from anyone, it does not mean they have to be disrespectful. Just saying. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have one trump card on my sleeve. I best keep my cool. Before I use the door, I better up on that. Right. Right. What happened here? No. Not that one, obviously. People are very high on the bold orchard. They said I was supposed to make round 3 times a day, but I eat my style. Besides. Oh. Check. Who is 777777? I have feeling it is Officer Marshall. There we go. Officer Marshall, there's a psycho I saw that you're being called and testifying like this. After all, you were in the security room at the time of crime, and yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind the scene, or to be exact, a handprint. This is real good, partner. Like I said, I'm a caretaker of the crypt. I pay my respect. That's make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprint will be in there. I only wish I were an officer. As you see, your fingerprint was covered in blood. Oh, just wear high heels. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprint was crime scene. Blood was wiped away, however. Phenomenal test cleanly revealed this. Well, Officer Muscle. It seemed to me that a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Muscle, about the blood-stained fingerprint. Very well, we may begin your testimony about your fingerprint about the scene of a crime. Whoa. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprint to be in the evidence room. Well, them just happened to be in the same place as blood-stained handprint. The murder touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. Bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Oh, didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I have nothing to do with it. Unless you start speaking plain English. This explanation pure valid. Although there's room for a doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense men now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Right, let's press some of them. That because how do you put it? Pay your respect once a month. Yeah, that's right. That's and one more thing. That locker happened to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That locker I used when I was detective. The locker I'm still in use. But didn't you say you don't cooperate with the machine, that you don't understand it? If one does not understand the machine but know how to use it, but he doesn't know how to use bike or how bike work. Oh, okay, he doesn't know how the bike work, but he may be able to use it. Yeah, I contradict myself. All that in there now, though, it's a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my print word all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker programming. He must be using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing. One of them happened to be in the same place as the bloodstained handprint. Well, honestly, that is 1 million chance. 1 in a million chances. So then, what about the bloody handprint? What am I? There's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprint. It just so happened. Murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The chances of that happening is 1,000,000 to 1. Exactly. On the contrary, one could argue the opposite chances of that. It's not. The evidence are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one this straight, partner. There ain't going no reward for me with me fingerprint. You want to know why? Bloodstained and fingerprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated. They are different as night and day. Kind of like 0 and 0. 0 and 0. 0 and 0. I'm pretty sure that is the correct say 0 and 0. 0 and 0. 0 and 0. My brain's not working. One got to do with breakfast, another has a type of murder. It's right. Although it's unseemly, unlike, they're totally different. I don't see what harmonies have to do with this. Oh, didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How to know that? Maybe I know no, but I still do my job. I keep up on the report. There was bloodstained scene though, left by a murderer. That's right. It was found Detective Gumsoon Knocker. However, no fingerprint was detected on the handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So would that mean the murderer wear gloves happened to be placed a hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint? That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture. The seal of blood in the desert. It's just a beautiful facade. There's only one reality, and that is this. The security tape. Since no my trail is in there, you can't say otherwise. Fair enough. It ain't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you go with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Then continue your testimony, Officer Muscle. Wait, 1 moment. What do you mean, Bala? You want your time in this crime is not right, partner. If so, that video is only direct evidence you have. That video is next to useless, spawn of blind spots. Blind spots, place you can't see. The camera panning back and forth, the floor is a zone. If someone's familiar with the camera position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculation, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you could show us evidence in this video that indicate Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you may wind up. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now let's have a look at this video. So there's incriminating evidence of the witness. Officer Marshall. Bring our attention back to the security camera. It's a mistake they are afraid you soon not forget, Officer Marshall. If there is a sort in Texas, so our tapers. Please sum up what you have to say a word or less. Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. That's 10. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in certain knocker shown in the video. And yeah, that knocker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witness, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Can you speed up? Oh, the white cloth is gone. Wow, magic. What's the meaning of this? What's the meaning of this, Officer Muscle? When the crime took place, Wyckoff wasn't there. Then he suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of crime. What more? You opened your locker when the cameras was turned away. Order, order. It would seem that they only hold your horses. Sorry, partner. You got the wrong man. What if my locker was open? That doesn't mean the one who opened it. The murderer need to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck in it. It's not my fault that happens to choose mine. He's forgetting one important thing. The locker only open with a fingerprint. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? Yeah, you're dumb. This guy isn't playing dumb. He really doesn't know. Oh, I hate to wear your parade. But you're the only person who can go with her. No. You're the only person who can open that piccolo locker. Oh yeah, I'll call you bluff. I say I open the locker. Now prove it. It's only assigned to Detective Prince to can unlock the case. I hope I was correct. A fingerprint sensor. Now you sweating partner. Where's that stick come from? Hold on. Oh, is that the dried turkey? Dried turkey, I think. We talked about this earlier today. The locker only be opened by detective when they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locker are obvious. When even some people on the force doesn't know about fingerprint locks. So, Chef, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Hey, fun! Fun! I only got a 1 word for partner. No! I only have 1 word for you, partner. That's already 8. Order, witness, explain yourself. If this is joke, it's the worst I ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of crime. You okay with that, turkey? Yeah, it's very hard to rip off. Alright, please answer the question. I'm pretty sure they're getting used to the tattoos, the cowboys. This is now a bullfight. That's alright, Officer Muscle. I believe we can fit the rest out from here. We can. Have a look at this floor plan. There's no place for someone to hide evidence from. Yet Mr. Officer Perkins did see Officer Muscle. If that's so, then where's the witness? Seems that Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Let's save right here. Where's the Officer Marshall in the time of crime? You, obviously. Officer Marshall was standing right there. Yeah, but that's wherever the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Given that he hasn't met Officer Marshall before. Correct, unless the man was a Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. Who is you dressed up like Detective Goodman? But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. He saw the man face, he knows for sure. And may I point out that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He only testified the man reaction when confirmed. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a line for me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man has his ID card, why did he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it into the evidence room. He must be carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. There's to see Detective Goodman pictures on this ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would be blown. Officer Meekins would realize the man was a Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? Stop eating that dried jerky. You've got quite a imagination, partner. I've got to tell for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence. You're still denying it. You're going to have to do better than that for a good detective. Unless you have a hard evidence proving they're dressed up as a victim. I can't say I particularly care for your cooperative disposition. I say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence beyond a shadow of doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as a victim? Well, am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems like you're the only one who can take the dessert heat. Dessert. 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 I must say dessert all the time. Dessert and dessert permit Dr. Fusion continues. Anyway, this can't be happening. It's so obvious. He's the one. What can I do? Edward, what do you think you're doing? It's not like your lack of experience has finally exposed. I pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics! For me, that would be what Mion used to tell me. Edward is helping him out. Edward is helping him out. Phoenix tried thinking outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather should I look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. What do you think this knocker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his knocker at the time of crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been. Which means he did originally plan to open his knocker. According to the defense argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of crime. After the crime was committed, he opens his own knocker for someone no reason. The fact that white cloth is sticking out the locker seemed to indicate that he opened it in order to put cloth inside. So just what exactly is his piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to our answer question. Do I have any evidence so this is my own issue? Oh. Very well, let's take another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker and put away the white cloth. Alright. Let's see. If I can manage to spot it, please show us why the witness has to open his knocker. White cloth. The coat. Stained with blood. That might be it!
Take that!
For some reason you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I did not know what and yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekin Burton's you knew when I asked to show your ID card, you pull a knife on him. However, Officer Meekin's panicked, and the white coat you were wearing is soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You could have walked out like that, so you hid the coat in your knocker. Not bad, partner. So you admit it. You admit it! Now then, Officer Muscle. Are you ready to tell us the truth? Look, Snug, I underestimated you all. I hope you're happy now, Miss Edward. What do you mean? 2 years ago, you were only half as persistent than you were now today. We wouldn't have to be here now, would we? Officer Marshall, tell us the court what you did. One of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. I had to do it that day. I could have just stand by and let it die. I stole Detective ID and dressed him like him and planned to take out the evidence. I was suspected Officer Meekins, so I locked him out and managed to escape. I knew which area would have been caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room as 5:15. So I suppose the victim was really you. But there's one thing still I don't understand. Traces of large quantity of blood was found on the floor in the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his whole hand. You're not paying attention, Edworth. You're not paying attention. I guess this is a donor. It would make sense. No, it would make sense. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. There's still cross-examination in his confession. But why? That's the question. Why? Why? That's the question. When you say it, you mean even you have to ask partner. Yes, I'll listen. 2 years has passed since the case was closed. It was going completely end with transfer that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident is not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking in the evidence room? When the case is closed, only that case need detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at them myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone said, partner. That case is mine. Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective ID and dressed him like him. I planned to take out the evidence. Why do you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman would carry out evidence transfer, or I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it before the security camera. And Detective ID card. Stole that morning of innocent. So that really was why Goodman started filling out the lost item report. I returned his ID card and left it on the floor of the prosecutor office parking lot. What you should have done is put it on the body instead of on the floor. Of course, your fingerprint would get caught. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. To assess me, he managed to see despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint affidavit lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprint. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. You couldn't, because the rubber glove just happened to stuck on the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I was expecting Officer Merkin to knock him out. It brought life on Officer Merkin's to drive him off. Let's say I was nickel surprised. I only planned to be on evidence no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that sort of time. Officer Meakin certainly is a 1 in a minute type of person. Mistaken for a detective or a intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I happen to think a little more about his ways this year. Absolutely. When did everyone get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself on me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it has to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happens in life? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. Why? So knock off the Americans and he managed to escape and knew which area will be caught on camera. So you did your research beforehand. Those who got into desert, unprepared and won't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference though. The security tape is erased in every 6 hours. If all has gone as planned, no footage would be left. However, your blooded code in your struggle with Officer Meekins. Someone is in the security room when I come out. The jigs will be up. I'll open my locker and stash it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So you say that day there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood was found at the scene certainly indicate crime took place. Were you blind? The victim saw on the tape is... sorry. The tape is me and I'm not dead yet, partner. You stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Is Edward, where's the evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman locker was already opened someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask one thing? Faraway partner is free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing detective ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. However, moreover, you officers yourself, this would be serious consequences. You can't be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cut to ever a better solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine. I will do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. Witness has an unusual amount of seal. Let's hear more. Don't forget the SLI isn't. And you know why? But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason what evidence is stolen. The evidence from Joe Darky was convicted for his crime. One thing I could say for sure is that he's deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Durkin case. The proposed serial murder is it? Did it? I do not intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something still bothering me. Something went down the trial. Something that no one to talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why he's so concerned with that isn't. Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I have been in the right. I'm here sooner or later. Everyone's involved here related the case to that case. Better take another look in files. Alright. Alright. Firstly, Neil Marshall, Jake Marshall, I'm going to save right here if I get this correct. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about SL9. SL9 isn't. Sounds like it'd be slipping too much practice juice, partner. I have the SL9 instant file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In the list of murder victim. Neil Marshall, are you related to this man? Neil Marshall. Yeah, I saw you heard the name 2 years ago. He received the same now as the prosecutor award he got. What? A prosecutor? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SNI case before I did. That's right, he was killed. The case fell into your hands. What was his relation to him? It was my brother. I can see the resemblance. It's quite sad that he lost his sign. It has a big sign eyes. The nose is different. And the chin is different. He was investigated the murder with Damon Grant, the Deputy Chief of Police. There he is. The group of detective worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Darky. You can't do not on karma. What the heck? My brother fought Darky and was killed. That was the first time Darky left behind any evidence. That's all we needed. It was arranged and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. And it's according to public record. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Darky. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it. That's the reason for your insane actions. That's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing for certain. Now we know what happened in the police department on the day of the crime. That's the last day of SRI case we will be open. Not satisfied with the resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. The officer Meekins confronted him, but he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleaned up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The thing that happened by chance never ceased to amaze. The exact same time the murder at the prosecutor's office. This fake murder was going on in the police department. Chance, it's going to be more than just that. So if there was a murder at the police department on the day of the crime, it means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one, which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Producer, Nana Sky. Oh wait, a verdict has reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There remained mystery at the simulation murder at the police department. Seems to me this boy got through on your partner. Or the mystery in police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Also, some murder took place in the prosecutor's office. So the suspect is not this guy. Hydration break. Make sure you drink some water. There's only one thing could keep you going. My apologies, that was quite loud gulp. That was quite loud gulp. That took me by surprise. I think not. Anyway. And the testimony is one that Ada Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. I rest my case. So hilarious. How hilarious. Sydney Billy. It seems like this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. Just prove what the added murder in the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The pair of murders on the security camera tape. This really was fake. Oh no! But I didn't realize that would end up proving Nana guilty. Yeah, dumb. Now then, the time of verdict has arrived. This court tried this defendant. Hold it. Your Honor, right? What are you doing there, Emma? Emma! Defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right. What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, Are you this girl's guardian? Your honor, incense. Please, your honor. All I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Miss Everett, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Oh, I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SNI instant was further to Joe Darky Killings. Now she mentioned it. The name of both Sky and Sister was in the file. But that's when I figured out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. I knew his fingerprints has nothing to do with the crime. Then after only one thing, that had the handprint. I mean, the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe Knocker. But no fingerprint was found on it, right? No, if I examined it specifically, I have to be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there, look at it again. So you did find something? No. You were just wasting your time. Oh. You wasted a big but lonely time. You found nothing. What anticlimax is this? Oh, I'm so displeased. I thought it would, but no. No. Take a deep breath. There we go. Ha. Sorry. I guess I'm not as much as a civic investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just authority. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood. It was the only clue, or the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Nana, it's you. Me. Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright, with regard to this in the police department, has anyone reasonable doubt in me? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Look at the floor plans. The handprint was discovered while here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, I can't be more of use. But still, if we can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Nana will be. Please answer my question. Mr. Wright, we don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If I ever needed to be concentrated, it's now. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, no. Hold on. I can't speed this up. $17.14. Hold on. There's no mark there. What does the mark look like? It does this. I need to concentrate this now. What could be wrong with that handprint with Detective Gumshoe Knocker? Could it be there's something I'm missing? Right. I object. Objection! This handprint left at the crime scene. Clearly shows a contradiction. There's only one thing that seems clear is you grasping Mr. Wright. The beast there, pretty intense on this floor plan. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at this floor plan. Something's missing. Missing. It means something hasn't been drawn on there. Yes, something that is when drawn. Will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defenses simply try to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all the evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. Question is, which item can provide something that's missing the floor plans? Oh. Check. There's blood there and there's blood there. Can't be that. Handprint on that. I was pointing out about that handprint. This had to be it. What about that piece of plywood? The blue badger, mascot of the police force, defender of truth, guardian of proof. Blow yourself, Mr. White. Sounds like a snooze in his mind. It does sound Mr. White snoozing his mind. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. Blue Badger is not there, hence the handprint. So what happened when we put him in? This is where he was dancing at the time of crime. There we go. Well, what? This got it. That's right. So long the Blue Badger is standing there. Would it be impossible to place handprints in the spot of the knocker? So that means, what exactly does that mean? It means it can't be done. Are you really saying blood traces are unreliable fired on that knocker? Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, look at the side quickly. I can't say that word right scientifically. Emma, on that afternoon. Officer Meekins was one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? He put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that knocker. So that means this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Oh, snap! Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched baberdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's only possible explanation of February 21st in the police department evidence room. Blood was spilled not once but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Merkins cut his hand from the trivial amount of blood found. Problem is, the other time. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It has to be Bean. It has to be Bean. Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. Oh, I've got chills. Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. There's a lot of objection around. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, it does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. Objection. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, where it took place. Hold on, what's that word mean? Purport. Hold on. There we go. Okay, appear to be or do something purport appear to be or do something especially forcefully. That's a verb. A noun is the meaning or sense of something, typically a document or speech. So verb is when is forcefully say something when it did take place. I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When it did first occurred. When did the first incident occurred? That's a good question. To summarize, defense claimed that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, it was posing as Detective Goodman. Another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the locker proved this. Very well. And tell us, when did this first incident occurred? As Mr. Edwards said, the proof must be presented. Proof to show when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that could show that. Save! I don't want to mess up big time! Let's go! Now then, will defense please present its evidence? It shows that the first crime took place. Oh... Could it be the ceremony? It sounds like I'm saying macaroni. Ceremony. That's not rhyme. I don't know. I think this is it. Maybe. Question mark. This is proof. It's quite simple, you see. If it is so simple, then don't get it wrong. Okay. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. When it takes... What's on this one take? Hmm. Is it when he took the file? Oh. No. Not quite. I'm pretty sure it's when he took the evidence, but yes. In order to do so, I do. Hold on. No doubt. I missed the first sentence. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Let's not rush this. Okay. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have to enter it. In order to do so, the ID card would be required. An ID card. Oh, the ID card record. After Americans brought the blue badge panel into the evidence room at 4:50. Let's see here. 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, it would be 4:40 p.m. Ah. Oh no. This isn't looking good for Miles Edward again. It's not looking good for Miles Edward again. Not again. Ah. Miles Edward. Just what have you done? I'm making Miles Edward so stressed again. I would never figured you have been there, boy. Drop the ad witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it could have been me. No, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand it either. It's clear from the Lloyd test the blood was there. However, the second crime took place. Officer Minkins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. Of course they would have failed to notice. That means the blood from the first crime wiped away by the real murderer. I would have been 10 minutes into the murder. The victim had carried body away. Are you admitting that you did it? Just joking. You clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would be mean. Crime must be taken before Miss Edward entered the evidence room. Yes, 7777777. Who's that? Then look at the chart again. Who's 77777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777777. There's only another card remaining. I'm not going to repeat. Let's talk about the lucky number. Oh wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman had entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, it must be entered along with the real murderer. Who's 777? I better stop there. I better stop there. That's the only plausible explanation. You're waiting with the 777. Miss Edward, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 777777777. That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, unable to look up the owner of that ID card. It needs a present. What? Oh. Display yourself, son. Sergeant number 7 is belong to someone in rank and captain or higher. Someone who is so-called executive officer. We don't have authority required to such personal identity. Damon Grant. Could it be? Damon Grant. The chief of police. Could it be? But that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation where we can be granted such authority. If a official charge is filed against the executive is accepted. Of official charge. You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. And what are you talking about? I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would be saying to be keeping your slander to yourself. Slander, isn't it? Okay. Let me ask her a question. Yes. No, not to you. To her. The defendant sitting over there. Your own legal executive. Nada. Don't be stupid. She's being charged with murder. Of course, we all looked. Of course. We looked up to her ID number, and it's not 77777. Don't play me for fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. Oh, I want to know one thing about that incident. Yes, I lied. Listen, answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In the trial 2 years ago, did you really only use limited evidence? Did you really only use limited evidence? Oh, that'd be 2 years ago. What's going on that time? I wonder. Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine myself, but 2 years ago, I was in charge of prosecutor for that trial. At the time, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. Nada. I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were one who being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what you were saying. I ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During the trial 2 years ago, did you really present all evidence in court? Oh. Oh, I got chills. Don't look at me investigating the crime in the eye and say that you did. Oh, snap. Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Huh. Huh. Well, would you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But nada. Even if involved important evidence. She couldn't look Emma. She couldn't look Emma in the eyes. Wow. That's why she looked away, because Emma is literally in that area. So she couldn't look at her in the eyes. Oh. Wow. Why so quiet? See, that's what I'm talking about. No. No. Order, 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 order. What the heck? None of remark caused by Chester The chaos in the courtroom could not work well. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. That was so loud. What the heck? Investigation. Another one. February 24, 3:12 p.m. Wright Corner office. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. It's not your fault. I'm sorry for what my sister said. It's not your fault. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. Justice to Raiders, we did what we have to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. Oh. I never knew that SLI isn't just another name for the Joe Darky killing. I'm not sure if pronunciation Darky or Dark. I'll just keep saying Darky because it makes sense in my head. Sounds like everyone had heard about those killings but me. None of what Darky convinced so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. Excuse me, that's not the way how family treats each other. That's why she used you. That's why she used you for what happened to you. That ain't right. No. No. What do you mean? What happened to you? So when hearing Val, Joe Darkin's victim was prosecuting Neil Marshall. When he was murdered, Officer Marshall's brother left behind a incriminating piece of evidence. What did you have to do with this killing, Emma? On the night prosecuting Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Darky tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you? Yes. I was witnessing Joe Darky trial. I didn't see that one coming. Hold on. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she's finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man come in, burst in the office. Joe Darky. It seems like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what's going on. Maybe he took the knife out to scream at the girl. Maybe he was in a panic state and tried to say, I'm not the murderer. I'm not the serial murderer. But it's one of those possibilities. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, physical Marshall showed up. Take Marshall, brother. Joe Darky tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall attacked him. Then, what happened? I never forget it. A lightning strike and the light went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window and lightning up. Bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighted up the office for an instant. But I saw the burned and permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Permanent picture. Oh, that's not good for her. Wait, she's 16 now? Wait. How old are you? 16. She was 16 now. 2 years ago, she was 14. Oh, that was... Oh. Whew. Whew. Whew, that was... Oh boy, I got chills. I don't remember the moment. I don't remember the moment when Docky stabbed Mr. Muscle, so you weren't able to testify about that. No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be one other. That's why she made up the crime. Made it up. You mean provided bogus evidence. The prosecutor office wanted that guilt verdict so badly. Nana forged the evidence and Mr. Edward knew it. Edward, yes. But I saw he didn't know anything about it. He could have known that he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edward, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would happen. And the murderer will still be free though. It's true, even though he may have not knowing. Edward really was involved in falsified evidence. After that case ended, Nada was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must have not been able to face up what she did to, especially not to Emma. Oh, that's harsh. Permanent picture. What do you see in the instant that crime occurred? Darky knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I didn't remember what happened after that. Only I passed out. When I came to, Nada was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, and been through so much. Yeah. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, it must have been 14, that's understandable. Exactly! Once it's all over, I made up my mind. I decided I'm gonna grow up and become a scientific investigator. I wasn't able to fight the crime with my testimony and find the evidence that make an airtight case. That way Nana would never have to forge any. Oh, you're cute. Way too cute for this. Way too innocent for this. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. Something puzzling. There is something that is puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said that you were not in office at that time, right? That's right. Then why would the serial killer come running in there? Not only that, he was being chased by a prosecutor. That is a good question. Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Darky had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning. I mean by the police. Of course, this happens at the police department. Where'd you say you were at your sister prosecutor office? He tried to run away halfway through the interview and bled into my sister office. Why did he run all the way over to your sister office? Because the detective office and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator. Another was the chief prosecutor, was she? No, Cindy, did I tell you? 2 years ago, Nada was a detective. That would make sense. She was the best in time force. What? After Joe Darky case, she was transferred to prosecutor office and made chief prosecutor. Now there used to be a detective. I'd better have another talk with her. Right, that would make sense. February 24, detention center visitor room. Nada. Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsify evidence. I didn't think you were that type. Criminal stuff from my play foul. Why should we? And I know you're wrong. An innocent person may be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risk. Nada. Emma told me about you. Oh, about how you were a detective 2 years ago, and how the SNI incident was the reason for you to transfer to the prosecutor office. That's right. Could you fill me in the details, especially about the unusual change of job? I suppose you have right to know, Mr. Wright. Oh, please do tell the tea. The tea. There's a lot of teas. Our motivation was uncovered to the trial today. Not least which was the fact that this case is largely collected to other one 2 years ago. Evidence from the case was stolen as well. I thought I expected as much. I know the obsessive officer Marshall can't be. That trial. It really wasn't fair, was it? I believe in you, Nana. I believe that no matter what happened, you always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At the trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. But all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there's no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Nana. That witness, Mrs. Saar, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Nana, I don't understand. What would you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Nana look so face before. It is true. I was a member of police force 2 years ago. She was amazing! They still talk about the cases she and Chief Grant cracked together. Chief Grant, he was the deputy chief of police. Back then, he was still work at the crime scene. Damon Grant, he was everything I aspired to be. They were our best team ever. They solved crimes before the report had been filed. And we really idolized her for big sister. And now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I'd always planned on becoming prosecutor. The reason why I became a detective was to get experience at the investigation crime scene, so he could use that experience in court. Right. Grant help in the SLI case was a crucial to this resolution. After that, he became a chief of police and arranged my sister transfer to prosecutor office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of Detective Investigator Darky. Second in command. That means investigator lead was Damon Grant. Right. Yes, Deputy Chief Grant and us the same office and the same investigation. Don't even have the same office. We need a team of the best detective on the force. Wait, would it be possible that Darky's going in because they both have the same office? Which means the Darky waiting there, expected by Detective Grant. I might be wrong. Detective Goodman, whose case was Jake Marshall and Angel Starr, was the first time Marshall worked with a brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Darky was a serial killer. We asked him to come before questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That's when his final murder took place, when he tried to murder Emma. Mr. Christian Marshall was trying to save me from Darky. We see the first person who happened up upon the scene of crime was me. Now you tell us. First one that seen Amy Grant and Neil Marshall were one questioning Darky that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and the Darky must be suddenly panicked. So he waited till Grant and Marshall let the guard down and fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Grant and myself. That's when he found me. So you were the first person to run to see Nada. It appears so. I was finding some papers while Grant and Marshall were questioning Darky. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. Hold on, that scene does not make sense. He could have, grabbed him but stabbed him in the back, which is possible. But why he's on the ground, unconscious? He could have run away. That's a good question. Maybe they don't wait to pull him down and knock him out unconscious. That might explain it. 3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma, who had passed out. The suspect Joe Darky. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Darky has occurred a minor concussion and now unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. We went to Emma. I picked up Emma and carried her out of the room just to help her. Can't blame her after all, her sister must be gone through. Yeah. After that, I placed Darky under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SLI incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence. I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in the trial was also involved in that incident. By chance. But that was case solved 2 years ago. At least one person went extreme because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall, yes, this actually come to a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Darky. Life doesn't end with the closing of the case. Everyone has to live the rest of their life with their memories. That case just may not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Darky at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Grant and us share. The office that Mr. Grant now occupies himself the chief office. Maybe we should have looked in the chief office, the site of the vile SLI murder. Oh, snap! It means we're going to find out more about this. February 24, police station criminal affairs deputy. I did not see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem quite well here today. You're right. The chief of detectives seems though. Why we don't look for some other people to talk to? Right, we can come back here later. February 24, the police department entrance. Hey, howdy, Bumina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things turn up. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Geez, you never know when life leads you, eh, Bumina? Well, I should have known that my luck has run out when an old Beanie dried up this morning. Beanie, the cactus. Must be his pet cactus. So, where are you headed? Just over the prosecutor's office for an interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance. But we all know that I will not be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in an evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Well, I did propose Prospectors hate rats. If ever there is a case I need to know the truth about it, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in muscle, you might tell us exactly what happened. It's not like I'm not getting a stink nudge today. Something was fishy about the trial from the beginning. It was just me either, or detective thought so. We mean fishy. Some of the facts reported was inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. You mean a switchblade knife with a broken tip. It was Joe jogging right, but initially the autopsy report the question was raised. Question. The blade of knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim was substayed. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance the knife was not a murder weapon. Ooh, slap! However, the report that was finally submitted, there is possibility to have been raised. Could be fact to be concealed with forged evidence. That case left behind scars on all of us. Hold on. Why do we have this? A screwdriver. What if that is consistent with the murdering? The circling. Oh, that might be the scars there, so I Eastern left behind. Got the looks, but he got the brains. He's the one who's one of the best prosecutors around. Just made detective when he went down. It was first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. Still young. He was rewarded with the highest order. He was rewarded with the highest honor that very day. The highest honor. You mean the king of prosecutors? I knew it. When you look at me like that for, there's an honor for prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have been really close with his brother. The day of Elsa and I incident took place. Was it that same day as... That's right. It was the day of evidence transfer. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning and the night before. There's a thunder. Can't believe it's 2 years gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Gipman was murdered. And the evidence knocker was empty. Oh, scars. You want to know how I got these scars? Sorry. There was something going on behind the scene in the case. We all knew that nature. Every detective involved in that investigation save one was taken care of. Mrs. Starr was fired. I was demoted and put away in the turning room. Why about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough to not be too obvious. They. You were talking about. Don't get upset from Nina. I mean Damon Grant and not this guy. What's going on here? Investigation led Damon Grant and his second in command, not this guy. There was a person in force who had heard of that duel. The case was split to skip both of their careers. After the case ended, Nana transferred to a prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Grant was new chief of police raid for that to happen. It was never the same since she left. Everyone knew says Chief Prosecutor's guy was totally different when she was detective. Now that you mention it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry about Manila. Our secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Not a secret. It was all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Do you join it, partner? It was certainly enlightenment. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. The boy Everett isn't my enemy. He was one who used falsified evidence to get the guilty verdict. But something else once gave him the evidence and planned everything. There's someone named Grant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I will not even be put on one other today. What was that? Too bad I won't be around to work with you. When you become a real scientific investigator, I'll do yours from Marina. Interesting. Right. It's time to save here right now. Alright, I will see you tomorrow, 3:30 in the afternoon, UK time. Okay, I will see you then, tomorrow, okay? And thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Until then, bye-bye!